Cerebral palsy is a neurological condition that impacts movement, posture, and coordination. Unfortunately, society often misunderstands and overlooks the abilities of people with cerebral palsy. I believe that individuals with disabilities are a vital part of our society with unique talents and perspectives to offer. Music can be an incredible tool for self expression and healing, empowering those who have cerebral palsy to overcome challenges and demonstrate their resilience. Today, we'll delve into the intersection of cerebral palsy and music and celebrate the strength and potential of those who refuse to be defined by their disability. So, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to meet a man who has traveled the world and faced challenges head on with the power of music by his side. Living with cerebral palsy, James Cox has shown that nothing can hold him back from thriving and sharing his message of hope and inspiration. He's the host of the popular podcast, When Words Fail, Music Speaks, where he discusses how music can help with depression and other challenges. I am thrilled to welcome James as our guest today. Hello, James, and welcome to the show.
How you doing, sir? It's been a long, rough road, but we got together. So
We
I'm
got
I'm,
it
I'm
together.
honored to be on the show. Yeah.
Well, thanks for being here today. Let's just jump right into it. To start, share with us your journey with cerebral palsy, how it began, and how it's influenced your life and perspective.
Well, with cerebral palsy, I don't know what we talked about how it's pronounced. I pronounce it cerebral palsy.
Okay.
It can be pronounced either or, but so the only way you can get cerebral palsy is if you're born with it, and I was
Okay.
born with it, and the reason how was because when I came out of my, I got no air in my lungs, and the umbilical cord was around my neck.
Okay.
Got it. Now I know that there's other ways you can get cerebral palsy, but it has to be by family. You
Okay.
can't develop it after you're born. So that's how that's how I obtained it.
Okay.
Now living with cerebral palsy it's not like it's not bad. You know, um, I would say that okay. So cerebral palsy is all I know. So
Mhm.
I know how to live, know how to cope. You know, um, it's not like I was born normal and became, have cerebral palsy. So I can't, I can't really tell you how it feels like to be without it because I've always had it.
Okay. Good
Um,
point.
so yeah.
Good
So
point.
I mean, sometimes it's a time it's because all through all through school I was math. So I need extra help, extra tutors. I was in special education for a good while,
Mm-hmm.
and thanks to my mom, she made sure that I was in special education help that I needed.
So, like, what some of the challenges that you had then going through school? Like, how did you navigate those challenges, and how did you overcome them?
Like I said, I was put in special education,
Right.
and that's and so I guess that was it. Being helped with extra help allowed me to get where I am today.
Excellent.
So
So let's talk about you've had like an amazing travel career. Your father's career in the Air Force like provided you with the opportunity to live in various places and different cultures, right? So like, how did those experiences shape your understanding of the world and specifically the role of music in your world?
yeah, so I my dad is a retired colonel, full bird, in the Air Force, just like you mentioned before. So he was um in TDY to the Philippines,
Hmm.
and we went to the Philippines when I was about, and I remember some of it. I do remember being and stationed at a house where there's guards all night long surrounding the house. So if anything would happen, they would protect us. and that was the film for about 2 or 3 years, and then we moved back to this. And the only states that we moved to is either Florida or Virginia. No other
Okay.
states rather than those two. So
Did you
and
live mostly on bases?
no, we lived in like central neighborhoods, because my mom and dad found us good schools.
Mm-hmm.
And good schools were outside of the base, unfortunately. Um, so we lived in each state for 6 years. We'd have to move back and forth, state to state. But it
Yeah.
was very hard for me and my sister to make friends, because moving back and forth 4 to 6 years, hold.
Yeah. So tell me about like music, because the thing that you are like known for now is definitely music. But like, how did you find music? Where did you get into it?
So my first memory of music is when I don't know if you're familiar, but gardens, the great bush gardens from way back when. My mom and dad used to take me and my sister to the bush gardens every other week, and then they would have concerts there every week.
Yep.
I think my mom and dad loved country music, so we were raised on country, you know. And so back then, my mom and dad said I saw Johnny Cash. I don't remember at all. I would love to remember that. And we saw Barbie Mandrell and the Judds and the Oak Ridge Boys, and like a plethora of other artists. But so that really defined who I was as
Mm-hmm.
a music fan. So Busch Gardens, I saw Johnny Cash and Barbara Mandrell and the Judds and all these other great country artists. And then I remember back when I was 16, my mom bought me my first CD or cassette.
Mm-hmm.
Metallica's The Black Album, and I fell in
Oh,
love with. Yeah, mom, yeah. So thank you, mom, for my metal memories. And then from there on, I started getting into pop and rock and jazz. I just built on from there. And then my was really into Green Day, so into punk rock, you know. And so yeah, it just spawned. It just spawned from there.
I love all those that you like talked about there. Because so, what's your favorite now?
My favorite genre or musician?
Genre. What's your favorite genre now?
It's it, it's still always and forever
Okay. I remember
country
that
music.
song too, by the way.
Always, yeah. So
So you started your podcast, when words fail, music speaks. Like, how does that idea of the podcast, how did it come about, and like what inspired you to share music through that podcast?
yeah. So I remember back in 2016 or 17, my friend Mark and I was out on a Starbucks trip,
Uh-huh.
just getting coffee. Well, James, you know a lot about music, and know a lot about things, because I had 7 podcasts before that failed, you know. And he was like, really started a music podcast, and I was like, you're right. So I contacted my friend Blake Mosley, who is my co-host right now.
Uh-huh.
He started this 3 years ago, before the pandemic. Thank God we started it. That kept us sane. Um, you remember the pandemic.
Yep.
Because was nothing to do. So yeah. So the basis of this podcast is not for us. It's for everyone, because we don't want anybody to feel the way we feel when we're depressed or have anxiety. You know,
Yep. Yep.
because a lot of
Your
people don't
podcast
talk
is
about.
about healing, like healing emotionally and feeling. Um,
Exactly. Yeah. That's what music does. Music can heal you without you having to take any kind of prescription medication or something.
Yep.
I don't know the how I'm not a science guy, so I don't know the ins and outs of how music for you. I just know that it does. And yeah, so every week we release at least 3 episodes, maybe 4, and we just ready to have a good time listening. And we want everybody to feel good listening to it. Just take an hour out of their day, you know, to make
Yeah.
them feel better.
I think that's awesome. Do you have any stories that you think of? You go like somebody's either written to you or they've been on the show and they've gone, man, James, thank you so much for this because I feel better because of this. So you've helped me heal.
Yeah. We haven't had anything like that yet, but we
Hmm.
have had a mother and son write us and tell us that they listen to us every day. You know, and that's heartwarming to me because our podcast be like 34,000 miles away. I mean they're sharing their time to be with us to listen to us. And that makes me so good. You know, I and I can make them feel better about their day or something.
Yep, I agree with
So
that.
yeah,
I agree with that. I think just like I've got friends that are music therapists, and when I was in school, I was going like music therapy. What is that? And it's like the more that I hear about people and the more I play myself, it's amazing what music can do for people.
right.
You know, so
Yeah.
like now for someone who's living with cerebral palsy, like the message that you want to send to others that are struggling with cerebral palsy or anything else, what is the message you want to send to them based on your life and what you're doing with your podcast and the amazing things that you've done?
Yeah. Mine would be it's okay not to be okay. You know, because because everybody is dealing with something different.
Yes.
And and uh and they're not alone. You're not alone. I'm not alone. Ever since that 2010 came around, you know, social media expanded for the worst. You know,
Yep.
because now me, it's all about what I can do for myself. It's not about helping people anymore. And me and Blake just want everybody to know that it's okay not to be okay anymore. And
Yeah.
that we're here for them within however long they listen to our podcast. And yeah, that's the message. It's okay not to be okay.
I think that's a very powerful message, right? So, like, what, uh, speaking of that not being okay, what are some of the like
Yeah.
misconceptions that people might have about people with cerebral palsy?
Um, that we do a lot of. Like, cause I work at a restaurant, and I think that when people come in the restaurant, they wouldn't think that a handicapped or a guy with cerebral palsy is actually working. Because I get a lot of compliments about getting out and working at a job when other people are not. You know, so I don't have very many stories about how people tell me that I can't do something. Because if
Hmm.
I'm told that I can't do something, I will do it. You know, one way or another, I will get it done.
Are people
Mm.
surprised that
That,
you
that
have that go
that's
get
that's
it
just
killer
me.
attitude?
Yeah. That's just the way I. Because my mom always says, "Don't you take no crap from nobody."
Yep.
Do what you do, and you do it to the best of your ability.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you've been an advocate for people with disabilities and breaking down barriers. What do you believe society needs to change to make everything more inclusive for people and more accepting?
Yeah. Um. I mean, that's the golden rule. Do unto others you would like to, which means be nice. You know, just be
Yep.
nice to everybody. Just people with handicapped, without handicapped, black, white. I mean, be nice. It's a moral of this whole thing that I'm trying to, know, because there are mean people, and the world doesn't need a lot of mean people. needs
There's
to
absolutely.
heal more down than other, you know.
Yeah.
So
You know, I think music can probably be that bridge. I think you'd agree with
yeah.
that, right? Between fostering understanding and empathy and making people feel better.
Well, music's happy for me, you know, because when I think about music, I like to think about happy memories, you know. I do
Yes.
have I do have friends that passed away, and I don't like to think about bad memories of them when I listen to music. Like
Yeah.
with my friends in punk rock, whenever I listen to Green Day, I just think about all the good stuff, you know, because it's very because it's very bad stuff that we've been through, but I can't remember those bad things, you know. I can't.
Yeah. Yeah. I think even
So,
playing music myself, most of it is positive and it's helping people either remember something or feel something. And a lot of times it
right.
is powerfully, motivational. I guess that's the way to say it, right?
Yeah.
You know, what's the most unexpected outcome you've had from like hosting your podcast? I really want to know.
Unexpected. Oh, the guests I have on. Okay, so we have a guest. We have the main show where we go through either a genre or a band and tell you
Mhm.
all about that genre or band, and then we have musicians that we interview, and then we have cover wars. Well, to answer your question, the music that we have on really shocked me at first because we've interviewed um uh Yogi Watts.
Uh-huh.
We've interviewed Pink Floyd's Scott Page, which is the saxophonist for Pink Floyd. Um, we've interviewed Leland Sklar, which played based on a lot of the songs. I've interviewed um, David Ellison from Megadeth.
Yep.
So it's always a shock to the heart when I get like people that I listen to live and they're here right in front of me.
Are you doing the
Talk to them
booking
live.
as well as the show?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I do is I reach out to the PR people and I come in and if they're available, then yeah, yeah, they can come on the show, you know, but P- some PR people need more numbers for that gentleman or lady to come on, you know,
Yeah.
which surprises me. I don't know why. you know.
So, it's like listening to a music gig. Like I love listening to musicians in small venues. I remember listening to Cyndi Lauper when she came out with her jazz album, and was
Yeah.
doing, or not jazz, what's the word I'm looking for here? Oldies, whatever they were. And that was such a good concert, small theater in Chicago.
Right.
Um, yeah. So I think big
Mm,
musicians should play small gigs sometimes.
yeah. Because I think they need back to roots because everybody started out in clubs. You know, everybody did, and I
Yep.
think that most people fans forget where they came from because Molly Crew still does stadium tours. You know, and I don't think they ever went back to the club days, which is sad.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see Motley Crue like do an acoustic set in a small club. That would be
Yes, that
awesome.
would be yeah. Which I don't know why they don't. Came with like Rat and Poison, and it was a stellar lineup, but I just couldn't go, you know. And it sold out within I don't know like 50 minutes, you know.
Where do you want to go with the show? Like with your show, what do you want it to be? What do you want to do with it?
I want it to be a global entity, you know, a big building where I kind of wanted to be like a radio show,
Yeah.
but a lot more, you know. Get on like a music venue, you know, and have bands come and play there. That's the nucleus. All. I'm trying to make it start like as a business, but I'm not quite sure yet how to do it. You know. But give me about like 5 to 10 years, and you'll word trail music speaks all around you.
That's not a bad idea. Oh, it's a really good idea, man. I'm waiting to see it happen. I want to do
Yeah,
something with you, man. I'm going to keep asking you questions about music and life and everything. We're going to play a little bit of this or that. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to give you two choices. You get to answer, I like this one, I like that one, but you can't answer neither or both. You got to pick one or the other.
oh no, oh no, okay.
It's easy, and you don't. It doesn't matter if it's you interpret the question the way that you want to. Okay, here we go. Number one:
Okay.
acoustic or electric guitar?
Acoustic.
Awesome. What
I
about
always
classic?
find I always find acoustic to be soulful, and there's something about a woman a musician, and just her guitar or just his guitar just playing.
What about six
It, to
six
me
string
that
versus
I
12 string?
find it very odd that people play on 12. You
Yeah, and
know?
then
I don't know.
yeah. How about live concert or recorded album?
I like to go to only because I've seen the actor perform it live, and
Mm-hmm.
the atmosphere around me. It's like you can't bottle up.
Yeah. Uh, About here's a good one: vinyl records or digital downloads.
Vinyl. I got
Vinyl's
nobody
awesome.
behind me. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, yeah. Vinyl just sound and
Yeah.
with digital stuff, they take out certain parts of the song, and they when they remaster songs, they take away something that vinyl. You don't want them to take away.
Do you
So vinyl auto.
like the hissing and the scratches you get with vinyl like that?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes it makes the
I
music,
think
right?
I think that's neat. I think that's needed.
Yeah.
The old school way. Yeah,
Let
yeah.
me see. Music theory or improvisation when it comes to music. In other words, classically trained or
I like
improv.
improvisation with my pick. Yeah,
Yeah. Let me see. Studio
because
recording or
it
live jam sessions.
live jam set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how about music documentary or biopic?
Uh oh my God, that's hard, man. I don't know why you
Right?
to probably like a biopic. Probably biopic.
Yeah. Okay, last one. How
Yeah.
about music streaming service or radio stations?
Streaming,
Yeah.
because sometimes they play. Sometimes radio doesn't play the song that I want to listen to. And when you're streaming, you have the power. you know, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Napster and thank them for getting that digital thing going, right?
Right. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
didn't
That's how
last long, but they were awesome.
I don't know to thank them or kick them in the butt.
I don't know. There's probably a combination there. James, I want people
Yeah.
to stay in touch with you, man. Let's show them how. They can
Yeah.
find you at
All right.
whenwordsfailmusicspeaks.com. That's your website and everything's up there. They can also find you
Yes,
on
sir.
YouTube, When Words Fail Music Speaks. I see a trend going here. And also on your Instagram, which is When Words Fail podcast. And Twitter's a little bit different, guys, When Words Fail MS. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you've got your merchandise here.
Yep.
tpublic.com, When Words Fail Music Speaks. So I'm going to leave
Okay.
this one up here so people can actually see it and comment on it as we're rolling out of the credits and everything.
Yeah.
So
Now, the interesting thing that I want to mention on our website, when Words from Music Speaks, is I have other people writing articles about me, how music has helped them. If you go to When Words from Music Speaks, there's a blog tab on the top page,
mhm.
and you can read my friends' articles on how music has helped them. And if anybody who has feel the need to write articles for us, you could always reach out, and we'll welcome you. And
That's another great thing that's going to be on your podcast as you go forward, man. That's awesome.
That's right. Man. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for being on the show, and I'll see you in the future. Thanks a lot,
All
man.
right. Thank you so much for having me on.
Bye-bye.